From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
This episode of News 8 Daily 8 is presented by Downtown Indy.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, October 30th. Look for a cloudy start across the state this morning. Temperatures will start out in the upper 30s, climb into the upper 40s for the afternoon. The clouds start to disperse later today. It'll be cool with highs in the upper 40s, close to 50. It's going to dip to around freezing tonight, though. Great news for your Halloween forecast. Lots of sunshine during the entire day tomorrow. Highs climb into the mid-50s and will fall to the lower 50s by early evening, just in time for trick-or-treat. And it will be all hands on deck for police in Indianapolis to prevent any violence on Election Day. IMPD says it's heard no credible threats to voters on Tuesday, but the department will be fully staffed just in case. Officers are not allowed to take time off. Experts say anger and anxiety are driving people to the polls in record numbers. Local authorities tell us voters have behaved in early lines so far. They'll have a team in place to monitor on Election Day. The Emergency Operations Center will be staffed by members of the Election Board, Marion County Sheriff's Office, State Police, and the FBI. Lucas Oil Stadium could be busy this weekend, even though the Colts are out of town. Yeah, today the Marion County Election Board will decide if Lucas Oil will be a spot to vote early. The stadium will be open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days this weekend, if approved. Indiana law requires all three members of the county election board to agree to add an early voting location. The stadium is already being used as a polling place on Election Day. IMPD is making a policy change following the riots downtown in May. The move comes after a lawsuit from the American Civil Liberties Union. The agreement between Black Lives Matter, individual protesters, and the city of Indianapolis limits IMPD's use of chemical agents against protesters. The agreement prohibits chemicals and other riot control agents from being used against people engaged in passive resistance or peaceful protest. Also, according to the agreement, police have to make an announcement to disperse before using a chemical or a weapon before it can be used against protesters. All IMPD officers will be instructed on the agreement. Today, the Indiana National Guard starts training members to help in long-term care facilities. About 400 guardsmen and women will train at Camp Atterbury in Edinburgh. The Guard will assist in controlling COVID-19's spread in long-term care facilities all across the state. We spoke to a nursing home physician and researcher at Regenstrief Institute in Indianapolis. Dr. Kathleen Unroe says nursing home staff are overwhelmed with responsibilities above their normal tasks. And some of the Guard's tasks will cover coronavirus testing, reporting test results, and screening employees. Indiana did set a new record. The state reported 3,649 new COVID-19 cases yesterday. That's the most reported in a single day since the pandemic started. Statewide, the total now sits at more than 172,000 cases of the virus. State health officials also reported 33 more deaths. To date, more than 4,000 people in Indiana have died related to the coronavirus. And the Helping Ninjas are back at it for Halloween. The Carmel-based nonprofit is participating in Rubicon's Trick or Trash campaign. The goal is to reduce what goes into a landfill since candy wrappers are not recyclable. The group is putting candy wrapper collection boxes at 5 spots in central Indiana. One at Stony Creek Swim Center in Noblesville, the Fishers Park and Recreation Center, Maple Grove Elementary in Greenwood, and at Center Grove Elementary and Middle Schools. And state police are sharing tips to stay safe over the Halloween weekend. ISP says to know what time trick-or-treating is in your community. Police also encourage you to bring a flashlight and have reflective material on your costume to make sure you're easily seen. Another piece of advice, trick-or-treat with a buddy or with your parents and only stop at homes that have their lights on. State police also remind you to remember coronavirus precautions. Wash your hands very well and use disinfectant after you pick up candy and certainly before you pass out any candy. And also have your kids wash their hands really well before they start to eat any candy, and make sure you're all wearing those masks. Now to your business headlines. You will need to dig a little deeper if you want to keep binge watching Netflix. The streaming service says it's raising prices on its standard and premium plans. The standard plan will now cost you $14. That's up $1 from last year. A premium subscription will go up $2 to $18 a month. The basic plan remains unchanged at $9 a month. Moderna is prepping for the global launch of its potential coronavirus vaccine. It said it was in ongoing talks with the World Health Organization backed COVAX initiative on a tiered pricing proposal for its potential vaccine. Moderna has said previously that it is on track to submit its vaccine trial data for emergency use authorization to the FDA by Christmas. JCPenney is exiting bankruptcy. The department store announced last night that it entered into an asset purchase agreement with retail real estate giants Brookfield Asset Management and Indianapolis-based Simon Property Group. The deal allows it to move forward ahead of the critical holiday shopping season. Carrier says its business has been helped by people installing new HVAC systems to improve airflow to prevent virus spread. The year-over-year growth was driven by record demand in North America residential HVAC, which was up 46% year-over-year, and an improved economic climate. Aggressive cost control also helped in driving profitability. Nearly 3 in 10 millennials are drinking more alcohol during the pandemic than prior to it, as are a quarter of all men. Overall, 22% said they're drinking more often. But another 49% of Americans say their health habits have actually improved amid the pandemic. And don't forget to catch our Countdown to Kickoff coverage Sunday morning. Our sports team is hitting the road. Countdown to Kickoff will have live reports from Detroit. So join us on Wish TV Sunday morning from 11 a.m. until noon as we get you ready for the game during the only one-hour Colts pregame show in the state. The Colts kick off against the Lions in Detroit at 1 p.m. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This episode of News 8 Daily 8 is presented by Downtown Indy.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.